Man, it's been a long month. Anyway, hey everybody, what's up? This is Retrokid Reviews with the current generation armors that I usually would use as figure forms and or storylines to do wrap up for the month, mainly for news roundup that has basically happened all last week. So there's a bit of that, and there will be some quick talk on the first episode of #1 Sentai Gozyuger. I might do a 60-second short for both episodes, and I know episode 2 dropped as of this Monday, fan subs wise, yesterday, so I'll try to do my best to talk about that later on. So let's get some Western stuff out of the way before we get to essentially my quick thoughts so far on the first episode of Gozyuger. Andor Season 2, the trailer finally dropped as of yesterday of this recording. Go to the card to it as always, and it is honestly the most hype I've seen on a Star Wars show in a very long time, so I'm going to keep the armor here for a bit, and say I am very also much aware of the news that Kathleen Kennedy might finally step down later this year, 2025 wise, so we'll talk about that when we get to it, if it gets more multiple confirmations. As for the trailer itself, it is actually a really good start to what is essentially going to be a multiple year speedrun rush to Rogue One, for those who remember that movie. With that being said, that being out of the way, Daniel Kaluuya, if I remember his name right, is absolutely doing the best version of Cassian Andor from the previous season. Going into this, I would see that the acting will probably be a lot stronger than usual for Star Wars series. Go to the last time I talked about it with Skeleton Crew, obviously, so there's going to be that. Now, the Kathleen Kennedy situation of it all has been a very mixed bag for multiple reasons. And I'm not going to get too far into it because the last time I talked about something negative about her, it was, I would have to imagine Solo way back in her tenure. So, again, go to as well how much has changed my opinion-wise on her as a producer, and in this case, executive producer over the now 13 years of acquiring this franchise off of Disney. I don't really know. It's give or take depending on who you ask. I know Charger Dan did an emergency review of this, so go to the cards as always. Having said that, if this is going to be your final year, and Andor and potentially Mandalorian and Roku going into theaters later this year is like proof that she is willing to at least try to get one more Star Wars back in theaters before dumping it into the platform, Disney Plus wise, is really up to that. I guess to herself and most of her collaborators who normally has done Disney projects over the years, streaming wise. So that's really where I'll leave my final piece on it. And unfortunately, I don't really have much time to talk about other Western franchises that are getting streamer bought. I am very much aware that the Broccoli family has made a deal with Amazon to basically do more James Bond related projects, possibly the new Bond movies as well, to be exclusively through MGM and obviously now co-owned by Amazon. I won't really want to talk too much about this because I kind of want to talk about other Amazon related stuff. As you could also tell, I'm a few weeks behind on Invincible, so quick aside, obviously that's going to be my double review of the weekend, because I got that and I want to do a wrap up with Dexter Original Sin. So we're really not out of the woods when it comes to TV, guys, and it's gonna probably be like that for another couple of months as well. So unless something cool happens, like I try to go and see Novocaine on Jack Quaid's front or some other stuff, I'll let you guys know in the post as always. Having said that, with the news, I'm a little worried. I'm not the first to admit that as well, but ultimately I really think that it's still the Broccoli family's choice. I think the oldest out of the family is in his 80s now, and Barbara herself is just now venturing into her 60s. So essentially, they've been needing new blood post the Craig era. So I could kind of see why they want to start the transition now, sooner rather than later. But as far as Amazon's track record goes, the success is again, your mileage may vary. So with that out of the way and my thoughts on that out of the way, let's do my quick first impressions for episode 1 of #1 Sentai Gozyuger. Again, sorry for the tonal shifts. This has been that kind of wild of a month as far as news goes. So sorry for that. So my quick review so far for episode 1, it is actually really good. I know that we don't really talk too much about the gimmick around here for as new Sentai stuff goes, because it's been like that with the Railroad era. But for the rings and the Sentai changes into previous Red Rangers, has a really good twist that I thought it was going to be. For everyone who just sat through Taiga and his crew in Boom Booger, first and foremost, I absolutely love the finale. It looks really good. I'm gonna need to rewatch it for the Helpless Morph alone, but I think Grading on a Curve, if I had time to sit through more and more episodes, I would probably see it on the above average, for me at least. I know that's really realistic because a lot of Reiwa era Sentai has really done their best. And another reason, that's also Taiga, not the other guy from King Oger. Can you tell I haven't really been that caught up with Reiwa era Sentai, so my apologies in advance as always. However, that's kind of the thing with it. They're gonna like do I guess either like a Ryuki equivalent of like memory loss, or like just different characters that have like big like #1 desires to just do traditional henshins like this, or in this particular case for King Ultra Red over here, have new power sets that wasn't really in their proper series. So that'll be really unique and interesting, just to be real with you. So for Goju Wolf, I forgot the character's name again. This is a very new series. This is very early in the show. So as always, wiki down below for the character names. For Goju Wolf, for his introductory episode, is actually a lot more cohesive than I thought it was going to be. More importantly, there is multiverse a little bit at play, but not entirely. If you saw the episode 0 and my reaction to it, I definitely got the vibe that it's going to be more memory wipe, maybe universe wipe, and then they'll grandfather back in other former Sentai mechas and Reds so that they can fight in between the monsters of the week. Speaking of those monsters of the week, the main villains are going to be human-based, and obviously, I think everyone called it from the press release that the guy is going to be the most intense of them all. So again, like I said, I don't have all the character names off the top of my head, so my apologies in advance. So again, as always, wiki down below. Final thoughts. This will probably be the only thing that gets the score right now for the first episode. I'll do a 90-second, probably short, for episode 2, so that I get an idea of the rest of the team. It's definitely going to be strong 9 out of 10 vibes. The only thing I'm missing is obviously more lore on where the other Gozyugers are going to be for the series proper. So, and much like other debut Sentai, they don't really do the main theme out of the gate, so that's the other reason why I want to hold off until the 90-second review. So, final thoughts and wrap-ups. For the Bond stuff, I am very worried, but not too worried. I feel like the Broccoli family has some last word when it comes to any ownership or any, I guess, final say with future projects when it comes to 007 related content and or movies. So that'll be up to them. Hopefully, they hope, if anything, they get the final word before Amazon does an Amazon move as usual. For Andor Season 2, it looks pretty amazing for what I thought it was going to end up becoming as far as a speedrun to Rogue One. Again, like I said, go to the trailer, and as always, go to Dan Murrell for his coverage on what could potentially be Kathleen Kennedy's last year as executive producer for Star Wars and Lucasfilm in general. And yeah, for Gozyuger, it's actually a not bad strong start for this Sentai series. Will it break the Reiwa era curse here on the channel, and I actually do up-to-date reviews, much like I almost nearly did with Boom Booger last year? Time will only tell. And with that all being said, with the speedrun news out of the way, go to my previous Sentai forum, speaking of Gozyuger, by the way, to see my previous videos, and go to me over here to hit the notification bell down below. Subscribe as always, like and comment what you're thinking about most of the news I just covered here today. And Star Wars Armor here to my shorts playlist, to when I finally get around to doing short, I guess, episode recaps for either Invincible or any other TV that will be out later this year. And until next time, I am Retrokid saying, yeah, Andor looks really good, guys. It might break some curses, hopefully. So, who knows.